Hello and welcome. I am the Soul Enchantress, and you're in for a treat today because I am called to speak about your credit. So can you imagine having zero need for a credit card or having zero need for credit cards? So this topic comes on the heels of the message that I released on paying off your debt. So why would you have zero need for a credit card? Why? Because you have zero need for credit. Why would you have zero need for credit? Because you have enough money. In fact, you have more than enough money. So it is this concept of having more than enough money, having enough money, and having what I call your coffers overflowing, and being able to experience financial bliss. These are all terms and energies that are interlinked and piggyback on each other. So as always, I have an idea of what the topic is, which I've just told you. Let's see what this channeling brings through. So in order for you to understand a reality and a scenario where there is zero need for credit, for some of you, you might need to activate your imagination just a little bit more, and for others it may be an idea and a thought and a reality that you are already contemplating. So regardless of where you are currently at and whether you are paying off debt or not, this message is for you. If you've come across this message is for you. If you have more than enough money, this message is still for you. My messages are multidimensional, as I always state. And if, even by accident, there are no accidents. If by some synchronicity you've come across a message of mine, it is because there is something in there, there is a gem in there, there is a nugget of wisdom in there that is for you. Okay, so now that we've worked that out, I want to speak about the energy of having zero need for a credit card. The energy that this term of having zero need for a credit card comes from and is created from and is birthed from is the energy of an overflow of an abundance of wealth, an overflow of an abundance of your money flow, and an overflow of an abundance of your physical finances. Okay? So the physical reality is that you have no need for a credit card or credit cards. The energetic piece of it is what I want to speak about. In order for you to be in a situation where you have an overflow and an abundance of financial wealth, and an overflow and an abundance of a revenue flow or a money flow or an income flow, and the ability for you to feel at peace financially, and a continuing and lasting sense of peace which leads to financial bliss, for you to feel all of those things, physically, there has to be an abundance of money. Okay? Now, energetically, in order for someone to get to that space of having an overflow and an abundance of money, that is the key piece. So if you are looking at getting to this place, then this is the piece you need to understand. And if you want to then elevate this overflow to a state of financial bliss, then this is the piece you need to understand. Energetically, your state of being has to be in an absolute sense of knowing, feeling, understanding, and creating from a sense of peace from the perspective of money being completely a vibration that you are harmonized with. Meaning that your sense of peace and the vibrational flow of money from an energetic perspective, your sense of peace, and from an energetic perspective, the vibrational flow of money, they have to be one. There cannot be a separateness. There cannot be a sense of lack. And there cannot be a sense of not enough. There cannot be a sense of, if I use this money for this, there is no more coming in. There cannot be a finite feeling when it comes to money. Whether you have a lot of money or whether you don't have a lot of money, energetically, you must first be in a state of being where you know that there is an infinite supply of money for everything that you want, need, and desire. Okay, so the work and the energetic play of getting to that point is the work. So I hope this opens your mind to the possibility that a reality where you have so much money that you have zero need for credit, and it leads to a zero need for credit cards. So how does this work? This works from the perspective that you can fund everything through cash, that you don't actually need to borrow the funds even for an interim period of time, because I know that many entrepreneurs use their credit cards and then they pay it off. But if you already have the money, then you don't need to do that. And sometimes people say, well, I have the money, but I'd prefer to keep it in my bank account as opposed to using it. But energetically, that actually is what ends up tripping you up. So I say this because I understand this concept. I say this because I embody this concept. I say this because this is my reality. But it wasn't always this way. So if you have any questions, I would love to delve deeper and help you. I also invite you to visit me at SoulEnchantress.com, message me with any questions you have, and step into working with me so I can actually guide you to creating a reality where you have zero need for credit cards, because you have zero need for credit, because you are experiencing financial bliss. I am the Soul Enchantress, and I look forward to seeing you at SoulEnchantress.com. Joyous blessings.